Have you ever saved someone's life, without even knowing it? What if a single moment of kindness changed everything for someone standing on the edge? This is the story of a man who did something extraordinary, without asking for anything in return. He never even knew her name, but she made sure he would never forget hers. Before we begin, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel Kindness Stories, where real emotions speak louder than words. Now, lean in. You don't want to miss what happens next. It was just another ordinary Tuesday evening for Jake. The 36-year-old single dad had just finished a 10-hour shift at the factory, picked up his daughter, Emily, from after-school care, and was on his way home. Life hadn't been easy after his wife passed away 3 years ago. Jake had learned to smile through exhaustion, hide the worry in his eyes, and find joy in Emily's laugh, even when the bills piled high. But that night, something tugged at him as he crossed the old iron bridge over the Hudson River. He glanced in the rearview mirror and saw Emily, asleep with her cheek pressed against her worn-out teddy bear. Jake smiled, but then, something caught his eye. There was someone standing on the railing. Jake's heart dropped. Without thinking, he pulled over. The world blurred around him. The traffic, the noise, it all faded. All he could see was her, a woman in a pale gray coat, standing barefoot on the edge of the bridge. The wind tugged at her long, dark hair. She looked like she belonged in another world, one that had already given up on her. Jake didn't think. He didn't hesitate. He handed Emily his phone and said gently, "Stay here, baby. Lock the door." Then he ran. When he reached her, he spoke softly, carefully. "Hey, are you okay?" She didn't look at him. Her voice was barely audible over the wind. "I don't want to be here anymore." Jake stood just a few feet away. "I don't know what you're going through," he said, his voice trembling, "but I promise you, someone out there needs you. Someone will miss you." A single tear rolled down her cheek. He stepped closer, slowly. "I've been there too," he whispered. "I know what it's like when the silence is louder than the world. But please, don't go." And then, for one terrifying moment, she leaned forward. Jake lunged. He grabbed her, pulling her back, clutching her tightly as she broke down in his arms. She sobbed like a child, burying her face in his shoulder. And Jake held her. He didn't know her name. He didn't know her story. But he knew pain. And he knew no one should suffer alone. 15 minutes later, paramedics arrived. She was taken to the hospital. Jake gave a brief statement. When the officer asked for her name, Jake paused. I don't know," he said quietly. She never gave it. And just like that, she was gone. That night, as Jake tucked Emily into bed, he kept thinking about her. The woman on the bridge. The pain in her eyes. The way she vanished like a ghost. He never expected to see her again. He didn't even know her name. But she remembered his. 2 months later, Jake sat alone in the break room, sipping lukewarm coffee. He'd nearly forgotten the incident. Life had moved on. He'd fixed the plumbing, helped Emily with her science project, and even picked up an extra weekend shift. But a package arrived that morning, no return address, just his name written in neat cursive. Inside was a letter. The handwriting was beautiful, but shaky. "Dear stranger. I was going to die that night. I had already made peace with the silence. I felt invisible in a world that never cared to remember my name. My family was gone, my job was lost, and my will to live had withered like autumn leaves. But then you appeared. Out of nowhere. You didn't ask who I was. You didn't judge. You just spoke, gently, kindly. You reached for me like you saw me. Not as a broken thing, but as someone who could be whole again. I never gave you my name. I was ashamed. But I want you to know it now. My name is Lena Rose Whitaker. And because of you, I'm still here. That night, after I was taken to the hospital, I spent 3 days in silence. But your words played in my head over and over. Someone out there needs you. I started therapy. I joined a support group. I even applied for a job at a local shelter helping other women struggling like me. But there's more. You mentioned your daughter, Emily. You said you wanted to stay alive for her. That moved me more than you'll ever know. So, I did something. I found a way to locate you. Please forgive me. I wanted to repay your kindness in some small way. Enclosed in this package is a scholarship voucher for Emily's school. I used part of my savings and some donations I helped raise through the shelter. It's not much. But it's something. Because you saved me, without even knowing my name. But now, you'll never forget it. Forever grateful. Lena. Jake couldn't hold back the tears. His hands shook as he held the letter close to his chest. Emily walked in and asked, "Daddy, are you okay?" He smiled through tears. "Yeah, baby. I just got a letter from a friend." He never saw Lena again. But from time to time, he'd get updates from the shelter newsletter, a new counselor named Lena helping women with trauma, speaking about survival, about second chances. Jake never forgot her name after that. And every time someone asked him why he believed in kindness, he'd tell them this story. 5 years had passed. Jake was 41 now, and Emily had just turned 11. Life wasn't luxurious, but it had found a rhythm, a kind of peace that only comes after surviving chaos. Jake still worked long hours, still fixed leaky pipes and packed Emily's school lunch every morning, but now, there was light in his eyes again. Hope lived in their small rented house, and laughter had replaced silence. That spring evening, Jake sat in the school auditorium beside Emily. She was about to receive the Honor Student of the Year award, and Jake beamed with quiet pride. He had no idea who would be presenting the award. The spotlight shifted. A woman stepped onto the stage, confident and graceful, wearing a soft navy blue dress. Jake's heart skipped a beat. It was her. Lena. Her hair was shorter now, styled with elegance, and her presence filled the room, not with sadness like before, but with calm, with strength. Her voice, when she began to speak, was steady and sure. "This award is more than just for good grades," she said. "It's for students who persevere, and for the parents who silently carry their children's dreams on their backs." Jake sat frozen in his seat, breath shallow, heart pounding. Her eyes scanned the audience briefly, but she didn't stop to look for him. She went on. "Tonight, I have the honor of presenting this award to a young girl who not only excels in academics but also radiates kindness and empathy. Her name is Emily Ryan." Emily gasped and looked at her dad with sparkling eyes. Jake whispered, "Go ahead, sweetheart." Emily walked up the steps, a little nervous, but excited. As Lena handed her the award, she leaned in and whispered something that only Emily could hear. "Your dad is a hero. He saved someone once. Someone who never got the chance to thank him properly. Emily blinked, confused for a moment. Then she turned to look at her father, who now had tears gathering at the corners of his eyes. Lena turned to the audience. And to the man in seat G12. I never forgot you. Every head turned. Jake stood slowly, awkwardly, unsure what to do. Lena smiled softly. Thank you, for giving me my life back. After the ceremony, Lena and Jake finally stood face to face again. I didn't think I'd ever see you again, Jake said. You weren't supposed to, Lena replied, eyes glistening. But life had other plans. Jake looked at her for a long moment. You're doing amazing work. And you're raising an amazing girl, she said. She told me she wants to be a counselor now. Just like me. Jake looked toward Emily, who waved at them both with her little certificate in hand. Then I guess, the kindness continues. Lena nodded. And I'll never stop telling your story, Jake. Because sometimes, the people who save us, never even realize how far the ripples go. Have you ever saved someone's life, without even knowing it? What if a single moment of kindness changed everything for someone standing on the edge? This is the story of a man who did something extraordinary, without asking for anything in return. He never even knew her name, but she made sure he would never forget hers. Before we begin, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel Kindness Stories, where real emotions speak louder than words. Now, lean in. You don't want to miss what happens next.